everyone. And by everyone, I mean a handful of people who happen to watch this in the world. It's just us. It's us against them. I'm joking. Am I? But no, I have a reading because I'm like, every day I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. This is my day off. And then I'm like, no, I'm going to do it. So I don't really know what's going on mentally here, but some sort of like prove it to myself thing. Test of endurance. Even like famous readers take days off, but I've just been like, I don't know, I've just been like doing this. Obviously. I have a poem by Joy Harjo called Eagle Poem. To pray, you open your whole self, to sky, to earth, to sun, to moon, to one whole voice that is you, and know there is more that you can't see, can't hear, can't know, except in moments steadily growing and in languages that aren't always sound, but other circles of motion, like eagle that Sunday morning over Salt River, circled in blue sky and wind, swept our hearts clean with sacred wings. We see ourselves and know that we must take the utmost care and kindness in all things. Breathe in, knowing we are made of all this, and breathe knowing we are truly blessed because we were born and die soon within. A circle of motion, like eagle rounding out the morning inside us. We pray that it will be done in beauty and beauty. Such a beautiful poem. She is a Native American activist and poet, and I believe she won the Nobel Prize. Wait, I don't know. She won some crazy shit. I don't know. I might be exaggerating. I don't think she's a poet laureate, or she was at one point. I don't know. She's done some crazy shit. Just look her up. She's awesome. Anyway, let's get some cards. I'm just like keeping that in mind. I just love that. We were talking about an eagle last time and like being able to look at your problems from above. What is this? 8 of Cups reversed. Yeah, you felt like you had to leave a situation that was emotional. Rather than deal with it and stay and be involved, you just thought, I'll just leave. I'll just leave is what I'm hearing. I'll just leave. I'll just leave. I'll just leave. Sorry. Sometimes I repeat phrases to see if there's anything there. I'm seeing somebody pack up all their bags and like just go somewhere. Maybe you're like someone who travels, or maybe you've left an environment to be somewhere new. Or maybe you're thinking of changing your experience, like changing your life in a major way that would involve moving or leaving. So I have some notes here, but I'm gonna try not to stare too much at my cards. King of Swords. Maybe concerned with like legal issues right now, or you may be like really highly reliant on your thought, or you may just be in a non-emotional place for survival needs. And I want some more info on that. Three of Cups reversed. You may be in a situation where like someone's cheating on you or unfaithful, or you're wanting to step out of your situation, or maybe there's just like a third energy involved in the relationship that you're in it's like too much energy here. Like maybe, let's see what some examples can be. Maybe there's just a third person that is involved somehow in the relationship dynamic. Fill in as you will. And we got Knight of Wands and Nine of Wands. It's like you want to move forward on some sort of passionate journey, but you're feeling defensive in your heart, in your mind, in your energy. You're feeling like guarded, but you want to move forward to something that is guided by passion. And maybe the libido. Freud says everything guides the libido. The libido is what guides our lives in his mind. The Emperor. You feel like you're taking control of your life. You may have made steps in the past 4 months that felt like more control taking than you've ever taken. Maybe you moved on from a situation. Let's get some info about that. You're definitely waiting. You're waiting for something to come to you. There's something that you've been like putting out energy towards, and you're like looking for a return of investment. Sorry, the truck's backing up. You feel a little bit stuck in place, even though you want to travel or maybe leave a situation or move, okay, but there is something that's coming to you. Something being offered here. Let's get more on that, Spirit. Queen of Swords reversed. you're maybe like researching something, maybe like some woman, or highly focused on a woman. There could be a woman in your life who like is sort of in her mental place. She's sort of like a shot caller, and she's not so much emotional, and maybe it's making you invest. It's sort of making you want to know more about that in some ways. Like, why is she acting like that? Let's get some more info on that and that relationship there. I think this could be non-romantic. It could just be someone you know. It could be a part of you that's acting overly mental and verbal and critical, and not seeing the black and seeing the gray that's in the between the black and white. Ooh, relationship here. Relationship, somebody that you care about, someone, some sort of positive energy coming here into the reading. There's somebody that you feel like you don't work well together, but you like each other in a romantic way, and you feel like things are blocking you from being together. Like maybe it just doesn't seem practical or real. Maybe it's hard to know how it would be in this relationship, you know? So it's like, but also, this is a marriage card, so I don't know. I think specifically marriage and unity and celebration, those are like things that you may have thought of with this person, but I don't know what's holding this situation back. Oh. Okay, there's some sort of man in your, I'm sorry. If it's not a man, it's just the idea of budding romance, like a romance that's like ready to move now because it's the night. It's like ready to go on its quest. Or also creativity. You know, maybe you're in an old marriage or relationship or dynamic that is reopening and changing, and like, you know, maybe with the Five of Pentacles, like you've gone through a lot of things with this person, and you're communicating about like some needs that haven't been met. Maybe you're like in therapy together. Let's get some more info on that. The Devil. There's somebody has addictions here. Somebody has like, or just like in like some negative issues that are affecting the dynamic, and I would say both people do actually have these issues. And like we got this card again. So let's get another card. That's just like, that means it's a very ingrained energy. There's a woman in the dynamic here who is empowered but feeling angry, and let's get more about that. There's a man who feels heartbroken and deceived, perhaps. Or maybe there's a man who's been deceptive. All right, so enough of that. So that's just maybe some situation that's going on in your life. I don't know. Like, you know, sometimes I get these like side stories, weird stories. I don't know really the origin. I was channeling Desdemona from, I believe it's from Othello. And all I really remember about Desdemona is that Iago is like in love with her, right? And I think he poisons her liver because of this. I could be getting the names all wrong, but yeah. Roland Othello. Desdemona has eloped with Othello in the first act, Amour in the service of the Venetian Republic. Before the Duke of Venice, his councilmen, and her father, she proclaims her love for Othello and defends her choice. Her father reluctantly accepts the union, but warns Othello that she will someday deceive him. When Othello is sent to Cyprus in the line of duty, Desdemona accompanies him. Okay. Basically, I think that maybe Iago kills Othello or something. You know what? I forget the plot. Something. Iago's evil. He like does bad shit and like tears him apart, I think. And there's like deception that happens. But it's almost like, I think that's coming up because there's some energy here where like you feel like you've been deceived by somebody. Oh, so it's being made to seem like she's cheating on him, but it's a deception. So it's sort of like it's kind of ironic because the father says, oh, he's gonna like deceive you, and then she's put in a position where it looks like she's deceiving him. And then it's sort of like fear begets fear. Like if you come into a situation with an energy of like, this isn't gonna work out, this person's gonna hurt me, then that's what you're gonna get back. And that could go for any relationship. So I don't know if that's just something that's coming up. We got Ophelia. So I think, is that Hamlet's sister that goes down the river? Oh, you know what? I should probably look this up. I know who Ophelia is, but the main thing I remember is that she's in the river and she dies in the river, and there's like there's all the imagery of her in the river. Ophelia, it's William Shakespeare's Hamlet. She is the daughter of Polonius, sister of Laertes, and potential wife of Hamlet. I'm sorry, she's the wife of Hamlet. And I believe she kills herself. I like read all of Shakespeare. It's just like when I was younger, but I just was in a lot of the plays too, so I don't like remember some of the plot. I just remember like being in the play. It sounds weird though. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. No one watches these anyway, so it's like, who cares? No one watches this anyway, so it's like, who cares? Is there something you're doing where you feel like you're putting energy in, but like you don't know like why? Maybe like you're just like, maybe it's like therapeutic, maybe there's no goal, okay, right now. And I feel like I want to celebrate that, because there's no like rule that everything we do has to be like of monetary value or for like a goal that makes logical sense right now. Sometimes things just feel good. I used to work with autistic kids years ago in Brooklyn, and they did a lot of like positive reinforcement. These were like nonverbal kids, and I really think that matters for people of all ages, to be able to say, hey, like, good job, about small things. So that's just coming through for the viewer. Just something you might want to do. As above, so below. I was going to say with Ophelia, maybe you've been like, that relates to Ophelia because she's in the river, right? And it's sort of like emblematic of her pain somehow. I don't know how. It just feels like she has this like flowing pain in the story. And she dies and sat, like, it's like her tears become her environment or something almost. Maybe you're like feeling, I'm hearing the song Cry Me a River. Cry me a river. Maybe you're feeling like, sorry, I'm just like watching the people get their things in the background. Are you feeling like just kind of sad lately? I'm just getting kind of like a heavy energy, but it's okay. Sometimes we have these ups and downs. I really recommend affirmations. I don't know if that's something you're into. It's coming through as something. I got the Bee Gees, How Deep Is Your Love? And then I heard that phrase like 4 times today, like about how deep is your love or deepening love. And it's a great song. My choir sang it in high school. How deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to know. 'Cause you're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. Okay, whatever, I'm not a great singer. But listen, it's just a great song, and I don't know, maybe there's like some situation where you feel like the relationship we talked about before, you're like questioning someone's amount of care, which is valid. And also maybe you're questioning how much God or spirit cares about you. You're like, do you even care? I feel like we're just like, you just like dropped us off here. There's a girl with her pink tutu. I'm feeling an energy come through the reading. Somebody who's passed on with the letter M, letter A, perhaps also. Birthday 1-4. Also, bugs, insects might be important for this person. Outdoors time. They want to tell you something about crisscross applesauce. That may sound vague. They want to tell you something about tic-tac-toe and something about ice skating. Don't play by the rules, they say. So I don't know. This is just somebody coming through the reading that is connected to you. Also, the number 7 with them could be in their birth date or just an important number. They could also just be a lucky person. They could have had like an amazing sense of luck. They could also be someone who was sensitive to the environment, because that relates to Pisces. I'm also seeing a gold chain as connected to this person. They may have worn a gold chain, or maybe something about their life that was like an important symbolism in some way, something related to them. They're kind of leaving the reading, but I'm seeing a rocking horse. So I don't know if that was something they gave you, or like horses was something important, but these are just some images that are coming through the reading that were not related to anything I planned. Okay, so as above, so below, we said before, that's like a Native American-ism. It's relating to this thing like beauty above, beauty below, beauty all around. It's also relating to the Magician card. As above, what I say above is here is below. And it was making me think of Ophelia. She's like, it's like she's trapped in her own pain and it's become the environment. Is that something you've experienced where like you're feeling like your pain is being like externalized or something? Because like that's real and I believe you. And I think that the more the viewer can slow down, I'd like to prescribe take 3 times a day, three sessions of 10 minutes to start with a day and meditate. You could do shamanic drumming, you could do chimes, you could do just silence, you could do transcendental meditation where you have like a mantra, or you could, just, I don't know, there's so many ways to meditate, even just walking meditation, but take that time and break it up into your day because it will make some of this resistance, is what I'm hearing, go smoother. You don't want to fight the resistance that you're experiencing, is what I'm hearing. Not everyone sent on your journey is meant to stand with you was something that stuck out to me on my weird perusal through inspirational quotes that I did today. I get like emailed some things sometimes and I sometimes look through them. Yeah, so there's an assumption, it's called projective identification, that we're like, oh, I want to help everyone or whatever. I'm caring and empathetic. Everyone else in the world is operating that way. That's not true. People are a lot of times operating from trauma that makes them act badly. Just something that's coming through. That could apply to any dynamic. You've been kind of strict, is what I was called to add to the reading. Is there something that you've been like battening down the hatches with? You're like, I'm not gonna do this bad thing anymore. That's good. I commend you. I'm just feeling like some sort of like tightening up. Maybe it's of money or like values or like things you don't want to do or like things that matter to you. And it's, the thing is though, to know when to loosen the reins so that you can then tighten them again. Because if you perpetually hold them in a tight stance, then they'll break. So yeah, overheard. Should we get another one? Let's get another one. We need oranges. I don't know if somebody needs vitamin C. I heard these people like obsessing about oranges today in the grocery store. There was more. It was just the same back and forth. I was like, it seems like a huge decision. It's like just, you may be like needing some nutrients, like sustenance that you're not getting that has to do with oranges or fruit. I'm sorry. It may be hydrating. I hydrate a lot. I try to drink at least one of these a day. I recommend you hydrate. We may need to hydrate. I read Arcturus. I don't really know much about it, but then I was like listening to this. It's like some belief that like aliens, like this alien civilization, and it was just like funny and making me laugh. I just include that because like, and then it was making me think of Hale-Bopp's comet, which I experienced when I was young. I kind of thought when I was younger that if I had a kid, I would name them Haley after Hale-Bopp's comet. Even though it's like a common name, it's not like very unique. It's just after the comet, really. I don't know. Maybe you're having an experience where like there's like a one-of-a-kind situation that you're seeing, and it's like, or like you're seeing an opportunity or an idea, and it's like in the sky, and it's like floating there, and you're like, I gotta grab it before it goes by. It's only once every, I don't know how many years it goes. I don't know the increments for Hale-Bopp's comet. I should have researched that. Is it 72 years? I really don't know. Please don't test me. It goes by every 14 years. Ever so often, the Hale-Bopp's comet, it just floats on by, and it looks like a UFO. And everyone says, oh my God, it's a UFO. I do believe in aliens, but I don't believe that I think we have our own silly conception of what they are, and they're actually way cooler. I'm thinking of the movie with Jodie Foster, where she goes to an alien planet, but she never even leaves Earth. Oh my God, it's so good. What is it called? I don't know what it's called, but I'll put it below. It's just basically making me think like, I feel like you've been, whoever's watching, there's some kind of like time warp, some sort of like situation where you literally like switch timelines or like did some deep healing of some past trauma by maybe going to this place of trauma. And you like, it's like, I'm just seeing you flip through time like a magazine, or flip through your healing, or flip through some process faster than like the fates or God were like seeing that you would, and you're like skipping ahead is what I'm hearing, and good for you. And I think that took some pain to do that, to get there, and that's sometimes is really hard, and I commend you for that. Sometimes when challenges enter our lives, it's so that we can grow at a faster rate, because we said before we want to grow faster, we want things to be more clear, and sometimes bad things have to happen for things to be more clear. Okay, the student learns in daily increments. Is that from the Tao Te Ching? Yeah. It's like, you're a freaking student. We're all students, okay? Even if you're like a teacher kind of person. And the teacher is the student, and it gets flipped also. But I just put that in there because it was coming to me. But like, just don't give up on what you're doing. I know you're doing something. You're every day like trying more and more. And you're like, I'm just seeing you like study, like at a desk or something. Just keep trying. Simone Weil says that focus is prayer. And so like, I just feel like that's beautiful, and just keep the focus because it's prayer. Okay. See it that way. Okay. So today is the feast of Saint Matthias, I believe, who's just the Apostle Matthew. I feel like I should know more about his life. Do I have it here? I don't know, but I don't know much about Matthew's life. I'm sorry. I should really Google it. Matthew's life. Saint Matthias, his life. Is there somebody like with a Matthew name in your life, or like a Matt, or like an M name that's important to you, or like somebody that, I don't know. Barsabbas? I don't, it sounds so, he's the chosen apostle apparently. He was not chosen by Jesus for what he already was, but for what Jesus saw he would become. He was elected not because he was worthy, but because he would become worthy. Jesus chooses all of us in the same way. That's nice. So, he's supposed to symbolize the completeness of the new Israel. I don't understand what that means, but I think it means Jesus was like, I see it in you, kid. Like, I see that you're gonna be great. And I'm making Jesus sound like a chain smoker from like New Jersey. I see it in you. I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna do like a sort of like Sopranos thing, but I'm not gonna do it. Okay. Yeah, Jesus was like, you can be great, kid. You're gonna be like, you're gonna be number one, kid. I'm gonna put you in the movie theaters. And Matthias was like, cool, I'll just like do what you want. So I don't know, maybe there's somebody that you like see has potential in your life, or maybe there's something that you see has potential. Maybe a relationship or a situation or a dynamic, like you're seeing a potential of something, is basically what I want to say there. Passing along these crazy notes. Oh, I was thinking 22:52 when I looked up Luke 22:52, and it says, records Jesus confronting the religious leaders arresting him. Then Jesus said to the chief priests, the officers of the temple guard, and the elders who had come for him, am I leading a rebellion that would have come with swords and clubs? This verse highlights the unfair, violent nature of his arrest in the dark. Damn. Interesting. Yeah, your hour. Jesus submits to the arrest, noting it is their time in the power of darkness. Wow. It emphasizes that Jesus was not a criminal, and that his arrest was as though permitted unjust act, often described as a tragic display of unbelief. The scene is a crucial moment in the Passion narrative, showing Jesus in control despite being handed over to darkness. Ooh, I love that. Oh my God. Have you ever been in a situation where you've been handed over to darkness, but you had to keep your cool? Had to, those same autistic kids, we would say, I'm cool, I've got self-control, and I kept that throughout my whole life after working with them, because it really worked with them. So, was there ever a situation where people were like putting you in darkness or creating darkness, and you had to maintain your wits about you? Because that's what Jesus had to do, and I think you're having to do that right now also. Maybe there's people who are trying to create negativity in your world, and it's unfair and unjust, and no one's seeing it, but I see it. And it's going to be okay, because you're seeing it too. Orion's belt. I should know more about that. Orion's belt. Sorry, this is like a research session that you've come on. Orion's belt. I just wrote that down intuitively. I mean, I knew it was like is an asterism constellation of Orion. The three sisters, the belt brightly and easily. It consists of the three sisters. It is. Other names include the belt of Orion, the three kings, the three sisters. The belts consist of three bright and easily identifiable collinear star systems. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. I don't know what the symbolism. Let's see what the mythology is. I'm sorry. This is like the worst reading, but thanks for coming. Okay, he was a giant and mighty hunter. Shit. I feel like this hunter vibe keeps coming through my readings. It seems a symbol of unity. I think we have to go back to the cards. Strength, cosmic order, human storytelling. It's a mythic anchor. A mythic anchor. Mythic anchor. Do you have a mythic anchor? Is there something that's like guiding you? It could just be like the Joy Harjo poem, like the eagle. It was talking about like the circle of the eagle being related to the circle of our lives. That's kind of what I'm talking about. And the Orion's belt as a anchor for our life is a beautiful thing. Another one is the Big Dipper. Wait, is the Big Dipper the Orion? I don't think it's the same thing. Anyway, I'm stupid, sorry. Okay, so we're just like bopping through. Oh, it's the Taurus new moon on May 16th at 2026 at 4:01 p.m. It's an invisible supermoon, and it offers a critical cosmic reset. Unlike standard frantic manifestation cycles, this lunation demands radical grounding, nervous system regulation, and sustainable expansion. Oh, it's in a late degree. It's at 25. We're getting towards the final lessons of personal security learned over recent years. Powerful connection with Uranus triggers sudden breakthroughs, striking intuitive epiphanies, and sudden shifts in perspective. Sudden shifts in perspective. Jupiter cushions his energy from below, vastly expanding your capacity to feel safe, protected, and worthy of receiving. Mars conjunct Chiron also, holy shit, healing old wounds, surrounding personal confidence, motivation, and self-sabotage. Okay, that's a lot of shit. Telling us to redefine wealth and find self-worth. Cut out draining energy. Map out practical budget goals. Slow progress. Oh God, I'm hearing us all be frustrated. Slow progress? It's okay. Student learns in daily increments, I told you. It tells us what to do. I was also thinking of the play Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, which I haven't actually seen, but I just was reading about it, and maybe you're in a situation, it's about two couples meeting up together and then like basically having like a shit show of like devolving psychological states and like becoming like dangerous and crazy with each other. I don't know if you're in a situation like that where people are just like coming against each other and like nobody's really seeing eye to eye. It could be with 4 people. But you know what? I wanted to do some of this thing. So in one nostril and then out. Some kind of yoga breathing. I forget what it's called. And then in this nostril and then out. And then in this nostril and then out. And you can keep doing that. It's just to like slow down your breathing, because I feel like we were getting so high energy. What I'm being called to tell you most of all, though, I'm going to go back to the cards for a second, is that don't be so concerned with like moving too slowly, because the student learns in daily increments. You know, if you have these feelings of what you want in your mind, as I keep saying, imagine it happening. Imagine it being real. Imagine what it feels like. And just do the best you can, is what your guides are saying. Do the best you can. Full reversed. Just go forward. You know, go into the great unknown with reckless abandon if you can. I highly recommend it.